Right. So, as per usual, introduction, because you know we do it live on the Groove Theory one-on-one.
Right.
This individual on my screen right now is somebody who, if you've been paying attention to any of the lives that we've done in the last month, his name has floated around probably more than the coronavirus in the lives, right? So that means that the work that he's putting in is actually very, very good work. And there's a particular reason why we wanted to talk to him tonight, which I'll get to in a bit. I've had the ability to work with him on a couple of events. I've seen him work in a couple of events. I make a statement continuously that he is probably one of the best starting DJs in the country. And I'm going to come back to that as well too. Because the last time I had a live, he made a mention in the comments and saying, but I can play in the center too, which is something that we're going to get to as well. You understand? So I want to make sure and say that we're going to get there. So ladies and gentlemen, on my screen right now, Mr. Marsh Walters, a.k.a. as Selector Carriers call him, the Boko Reef Ninja. So this
big up Carrie.
Boko Reef Ninja, a.k.a. DJ Marsh. What good?
Blessings for having me. Thanks for having me on this Groove Theory. Of course, this is an initiative that I've been watching the lives continuously, and I really like what you guys doing. So it's a pleasure being here. And I'm interested to let me have the conversation.
Yeah, well, so let me get to the first part of why it is I wanted to have you on the Groove Theory Live. And I'm actually going to go into your comments on a post that was posted on your page today. So you had posted the flyer basically that you were going to be on the live tonight, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to get it right. Here we go. So I'm trying to get it because I want to state exactly what the comment was. So somebody in your comments said, is it because Assassin mentioned you in his top 3 young DJs, you got the plug? That's what somebody had said.
No.
I personally want to respond to that. It had actually nothing to do with Assassin's comments on Thursday. Because as I said before, if anybody has been paying attention, your name has been floating in these lives for a very long time. And I believe one of the reasons for that is because at the end of the day, you could never deny good work. And a lot of the DJs who've had passed through said, yo, one of the DJs I've seen on the rise right now who are really impressed with is Marsh. Even I know about say that, right? Another reason why I wanted to have you on the conversation tonight is because this week I want to focus a lot on some of the upcoming DJs or some of the DJs that people feel upcoming. But if you hear the story, you'd realize that they have some experience going into the industry and they have some experience in terms of the craft. And as we're on the topic, because I just see you passing through, so I know you're just passing through tonight, I want to let everybody know that tomorrow night I'm going to be having Overdose on the program tomorrow. So my smiling, because Overdose is one of those individuals that every young DJ right now needs to hear and understand. And the main reason for that is because of some of the developments he's made at the age that he's at. You understand? So tomorrow is Overdose, but tonight is Marsh. So once again, the Boko Reef Ninja, thanks for coming. Now, the first thing I want to ask you, straight up, did you secure the bag today? You know what I'm talking about?
Nah.
You don't know what I'm talking about. From pillar to post Marsh, everybody has been hunting for KFC. So did you secure the bag?
Well, to be honest, I am a person, if those who know me would know I usually cook and stuff. So the opening or the reopening of the restaurants, nothing really bothered me, and it's not a rush for me because I have food in my fridge and I could cook. So I've been cooking, so I had my home food as usual, you know. I'm not really feeling for the KFC, so nah.
Yeah, I tell somebody, it's not anything negative to KFC at all, because
no negativity at all.
And because Kerry is my boy, and Kerry and I are custom traveling, Kerry is KFC Banton. So Kerry has basically eaten KFC in every island. In every island we visit, Kerry has eaten KFC. But I agree with you that I didn't really miss it that much. For me, there are other fast food places that I go to. But at the same point in time, it was like, you know, like it's really was like whatever, you know.
If it eat. If it I have my food that I've been cooking all the while, so yeah.
Yeah, and of course,
I get it.
If anybody secure the bag, big on up, because that means you went inside KFC from it. So Anyway, so as I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, one of the main reasons why we wanted to do this on Groove Theory is because every person, whether DJ, non-DJ, creative, whatever it is that you do in your life, everybody has a unique story. And your unique story is tailored to your life. And even though we may never say, well, you should follow and do what this person is doing, at the same point in time, that story could pose as an inspiration for somebody that's looking on, right? And one of the first things I found out, which I didn't know prior to my discussion with Kerry 2 weeks ago, is that you from Tobago? And I had no idea you're from Tobago. So I guess the first thing I want to ask you is, where did your passion for music start from?
Wow. Well, let me see. Growing up, well, I would have asked my mom and thing like, you know, what was music interaction for me growing up like? And she would have told me every time she took me to like carnivals and those events, everybody else would be looking at the mass or finding something else playing, and I would always find myself by the DJ booth looking. Right. I would just go there and stand and I would look. And she said that was strange to her now.
Right.
So she didn't take it on, you know, going into primary school, coming down to like standard 5 and 4 and stuff, when you will have those days will be bazaars or fair, whatever you will call it. I would, when it almost finished and they looking to pack up, I go in and take my little chuck.
Right.
Right? I take my little chuck. Them time is new mark and thing. I didn't have CDJs yet.
Correct.
Right? It's new mark and them little small thing, and I take my little chuck and thing. I think one time I break a man needle because he had records and I break the needles by mistake, not knowing how to use it, not knowing what it was, and I just went and take my hand and break it.
Right.
Right. So it's like it was always attached to me from a young age.
Right.
Going into high school, I'll always be the guy in the class who would play the music. You know, there's that one guy in the class who always everybody go to and is a music vibe. Right. I'll be that one person. I'll always set up the PAs in school and that kind of thing. So I think when I was in high school, prior to high school, was it right? Somewhere around there, first form, standard 5, somewhere around there. Right. My mom asked me what instrument I wanted to play.
Right.
So I told her I wanted to play the trap set.
Right.
But however, where I was living, the area at that time was in the countryside. So I grew up in Tobago.
This is in which part of Tobago? Because
this is Roxbury to be exact.
Right. I saw Tennille, so good night to Tennille.
Yeah, good night to Tennille. Big up to the management.
Right, big up management.
Entertainment. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. That was Roxbury to be exact. So it didn't have anybody to teach trap set and drums in the vicinity.
As I said, I see Loud and Bashi saying that to get deported from Tobago. Did you get deported?
No. All
right, okay.
It was a fair movement. Big up to Bashi.
All right, right.
The godfather Bashi.
Right, good.
Right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to play the drums. There wasn't anyone to teach me to play the drums at that time.
Right.
The closest thing that was around was the piano.
Right.
So she said, you know what? There isn't any drums, but there's this lady that I could take you and you could play the piano.
Okay.
I said, fine, fair, no problem. I went, play the piano for a couple of years till I reached about Form 3. And then I told Mom, I was like, Mommy, this getting real boring. She had me playing. Mary had a little lamb and all kind of notes that, you know,
in a soca country.
Yeah, I just at the point in time I didn't see the vision of it now. So if I had seen it then, like how I see it now, yeah, I might have stayed on a little bit longer. But your mom was always extremely supportive of you venturing into music in total. Not in total, to a point. So
right.
She's a person, she like balance.
Right.
So as well as I will do music, she wasn't on the DJ thing at all.
Which
right?
is
initially
75% of parents in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. She wasn't on the DJ thing at all.
Right.
But for me, I would just do my thing home and So let me not stray too much. So you were at the piano, right? So
Yeah.
I told her I want to finish with the piano lessons and that kind of thing. I
Right.
cool with that. I graduated couple classes and stuff with it. So I
Right.
think probably can't remember which level I reached.
Right.
But yeah, I got a couple levels and that was it. And I went into DJing.
Right.
So I was DJing with, at that point in time, I did not have any players at home. My
Right.
mother was not going to invest in it because she did not want me in it. She
Right.
invested in a piano, so I had a keyboard at home.
Right.
Right? So I had a keyboard, but she not investing in nothing for me to DJ.
Right.
Right? So I had my computer, as usual, a laptop, and I downloaded Virtual DJ.
Where I don't know. I want to
I
say this.
downloaded Virtual DJ.
I want to say this. Even myself, and I'm sure Chacha is probably guilty of this. A lot of DJs who started learning to play on turntables, right? A lot of us have downtrodden virtual DJ for so much years, right? But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that a lot of younger DJs now who are now developing the careers into other areas and who really started on virtual DJ. That is
Yeah, a lot
and
of
believe it
people.
or not, if any of you have been paying attention, virtual DJs actually improved their platform to this point. It's still not as good as the others.
Well, I don't know if it is now because yes, I haven't ventured into that.
But I still do some technological research on it, and I've realized that virtual DJ has improved. It is definitely not industry standard, but it has improved. That if there are any DJs right now in the chat who know that, or who could attest to that, you could probably message and let us know, because really actually I seen Selector Kerry, big up Kerry as well. Virtual DJ had a good
correct. Yeah, that's how to go on the road.
All right. Anyway, so
I started on virtual DJ in my living room on her couch,
right?
Where we had this online radio, right? So online radio was at that point in time no radio station in booking it because it's big guns already.
Right.
Right. So I set up a little radio station where I would have my friends from school and whoever that's tune in on the live, and I would mic and play for myself, DJ and mic. At that point in time, I would have been listening to radio heavily, like heavy. As I come home from school, first thing I'll put on is the radio. Them time is Funk Master K and Crush on Trinidad and Tobago and Legal, and so I listen in the radio on heavy rotation, especially on Fridays.
Right.
And when their shift done, I look into getting on that virtual DJ and mic and start my shift. Them shift over and my shift start.
So at this time, was your mom still like giving you some flack because you were doing this?
Well, hear the story to that now. Her bedroom was close to the living room. Right? So I will be out there pulling out my throat and music playing, but I can't play the music too loud.
Right.
So I have it playing in my headphones.
This is like a Selector Kerry story.
I can't play too loud. Right. And at night, boy, well, them men passing on the road and thing, I can't really go no set a party yet because she ain't on that here.
Right.
So you got a party in the area, but I will go one or two things, but nothing too, out of the way now.
Right.
So them fellas go be passing on the road, them go be hearing me. Small as one thing, but the boy can't go outside. So I did DJing on my couch, and at night, I'm morning, I hear that door crack. My mother say, if I hear your mouth one more time, I take that laptop and that headphone, everything, and pitch it outside. I do so. Well, like she really realized that I'm overdoing it now, boy.
Right.
Serious, eh? She said, I throw everything outside. Very well. I started whispering when I'm micing now, so I whispering. I realized like I had 10 more minutes before the show over, so I started whispering. I changed the mood of songs that I was playing because I can't shout again. So I had to change the vibe.
Right.
So I changed the mood and thing, and from then it just keep evolving. I keep getting better. I used to listen to a lot of the scratches of Funk Master K on radio. Right. At that time, he would have won Green Synergy and them kind of thing.
Yeah.
hot out, so it was warm. So I listen in them scratches and I trying to imitate that on virtual DJ because of course I don't have any equipment to try it on.
Unfortunately, as
So
Kerry said, I had to go up the road with virtual DJ. So you can't be
yeah,
doing
but
that, right?
now the thing to that is funny enough. When I started the radio, I started playing on virtual DJ
And this
and
was what?
scratching.
And this is what station? This was
This was Tambourine. This was
Tambourine,
Radio
right?
Tambourine 92.7. I would have been doing some overnights for a little while
Right.
there. And I started scratching, on virtual DJ.
Right.
And one night, well, remember I tell you I used to listen to funk on them. And one night I going on after him.
Right.
And I started the shift and he's like, but where the DJ? Because at that point in time, the DJ booth and the announcer booth separate. In that station, the DJ booth and the announcer booth separate.
Right.
So I had to go into the announcer booth to plug in the virtual
Correct.
DJ.
Yeah.
So I think one night he is like, well, who coming on? So he see me on the corner there looking to set up and play. He do so. And he go on. A while after he say, but wait now, you had players in the station? I say, no. It's like, so how you was doing them scratches? I say, well, virtual DJ. You see, men was blown away by it because no one could have scratched like that on virtual DJ at the point. Like,
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
So after a while, you get accustomed and men start using that stuff because at that time you had to bring your own players to play.
Right.
Like sometimes you bring your own power player and them kind of thing.
So that means you
Right.
scratch with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Not even a mouse. I was using
Yo.
the touchpad. Alt. Let me see if I remember the command.
Wait,
Alt.
everybody come on.
1 touchpad.
Oh
Right?
my God.
And I would be
no.
letting go the touchpad and I would be
No.
singing on.
Oh God.
And I did. And yeah, I was actually, to be honest, I was good at it. No to the one, but men was saying, yeah, you're good at this thing, at doing that. So it evolved. I went on a plane, couple like little parties and stuff. I think I got the opportunity at the end of Form 5 to play in a birthday party, a pool party it had.
Right.
And a guy who was already on radio, who for this day is partly responsible for my career,
Right.
is King Legal, right? He saw me playing on the virtual DJ and man, he was blown. But I know
Right.
he didn't know who I was. So
Right.
he's like, you're sounding good, whatever. Tell me, well, you living on my side, you could come and check me and you could teach me a few stuff. I say, yeah, but I don't have the equipment. I just have virtual DJ. And he's like, nah, I have players, so you could come up and check me. And
he was a seasoned DJ at the point in time.
He was young as well. He was
Right.
young, but he was really good. Like he was better than real men because he had players and things. Man, he was playing from young. His father and was involved in music, so he had stuff.
I actually have a question to ask about that, which I'll get to after. But at what point did you decide that you wanted to leave Tobago and come to Trinidad and do this like full time?
Well, remember I was telling you that my mom is a person that always like balance.
Right.
Right. So the reason is she said, "What do you want to study?"
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
So I decided I'm gonna study something that I could get a job in any field because I didn't know what I wanted to study.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I was like, wherever that could make me some money, but I had to like it.
Right.
That was just me. Right? I went and she sent me to SAMS and I went and I studied IT.
Okay.
Right? Which I'm grateful for. Thanks to mommy for making sure I had that balance.
Was
Right?
that something? Because when I had the conversation with Kerry and with Puffy, both of them stated that they were going to look to go into IT full time at one point in time. And ironically enough, as a total side note to the conversation, when I started doing what I was doing, and I went to university, I actually did political science. You understand? Right. So my mother used to make this joke with me at that point in time. I could see you being the next prime minister, and I'd be like, nah, that's right. But the point I make is that all of our parents I think, which is a collective understanding that we can impact to every DJ looking on right now. A lot of our parents have never looked at this as a profession, right?
Correct.
And in talking to Carrie, in talking to Puffy, even Assassin, a lot of the other guys, they said that their parents or their mom or whoever at the point in time started to look at this seriously when they realized that they could self-sustain themselves and they could contribute to the household. Was there any point or does it still exist where she was like, I really wanted to do XYZ, but has there been a point now where she's looked at what you've been able to accomplish and be like, you know, she looks at this as, no, this is his career, and instead of, you know, as you said before, yeah, there was balance, but she wasn't really too big on the DJ thing. You've kind of sold on it now, if you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, well, you see, now she realized I was serious about it when I told her, well, I started making money from it, obviously. And I was always a person I like my own things. I like to make my own money and handle my own stuff. So I would always be doing that. And she realized a month passed. I say, Mommy, I give her a call. I was like, I make this amount of money this month. It's like, where you get that money? I say, well, playing some events.
Right.
And I ain't reached the pinnacle of the amount of cash yet, but I know I have more to grow.
Right.
This is what I make. It's like, all right, cool. She didn't say nothing. I say, well, I'll look into register the business and, you know, do stuff in the future and that kind of thing.
So DJ Marsh is a registered name?
Yeah, it is.
Papa. All right. So for DJs, register your business.
It is a LTD. Right now, it is a LTD.
Exactly, but still register your name because that is your name and that is your image and that is your likeness. So great. So yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point, she realized like I was always business oriented. So anything I will do, I would try to ensure that is done to the best of my ability, business wise. I will always make sure that, all right, if I'm going into music, I make sure I brand properly, I do everything to the best of my ability.
Right.
All right. I took it as a business and I told her this is what I want to do. I was like, well, and again, any jobs, I was working for a while and it was real tedious, like keeping up with going to work 8 o'clock in the morning, then coming home and having to go through music and be ready for the weekend.
Right.
And them times I ain't getting no set of gigs, but at the same time, you have to be ready because
consistent.
You can't miss. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like you're looking to grow, so you can't miss.
Exactly.
Right. So whatever little one thing you're getting, that little opportunity, you got to make that count.
Right.
So it was just growing for a while, and she realized, yo, all right, you serious about this business now? What's next? How you plan to take this other business? And I showed her the steps something, and she realized, all right, I get more bookings. I was like, Mommy, I play a couple events, this coming up, that coming up. And, you know, she realized, well, all right, he's doing good, he's serious on it. Then I started doing some little stuff with, like, traveling and everything with Ufa, and I was getting opportunities and that kind of thing.
Because you did Uber Soca last year, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got that opportunity to fly with Ufan.
To do Uber Soca cruise last year.
With him, yeah.
Right.
And then she realized, well, yeah, all right, it's going good for him, but she's keep telling her, she'll be like, you know, this is not forever, so make sure wherever you do, you put things in place, you know. And it's something that I always keep in my mind, that always be a step ahead of what you're doing.
And that's two important points I just want to interject here for any of the younger DJs that might be looking on. One, from the get-go, when you're investing your time into this, you have to have a plan going forward. I see the comments in the chat. So don't keep
what's a Nako?
Nako, focus now.
Nako, please.
Right? So when Nako say you come, wait, God. Come on, Nako, come.
We all family. We all one. Yeah.
Anyway, so one, we encourage all DJs to be able to have a plan going forward, especially if it is you're young. I know you have parents that really going to carry. You have parents that going to be hard on you because of this, because we already understand that in a Caribbean community where creative industries is not seen as a long-term career, especially by traditional thinking parents, for you to come and say, I want to be a DJ, is going to be a challenge. So you have to have a plan going forward. One of the other things too, as you were saying, is that register your business. So if you know that this is going to be your business for 20 years or how many ever years, put a plan in place to register that business, because that is your name. You understand? You're just
and another thing, Shomari, like, no, registering it is one thing. You see, banking transactions, you need to ensure that your money is flowed properly through the banking system. So it's something that I am also working on as well. So those of the younger ones, especially, who are serious about it, like, allow your money to flow through the bank, through a business account or something, because this, when you go on the platforms, you're not going and see occupation DJ.
Right.
Sometimes you don't even see entertainers.
Exactly.
So if you go to do like, you go to take a loan, or what's your occupation, they give you problems. I know people with abundant amount of money who was in the industry and they had problems with it because they wasn't flowing their money through a business account and these kind of things. So if you're serious about it, try to take stock of these fine print things.
Right. Now I want to ask you the controversial question, because I see the conversation going out in the chat. Did Marsh push out situation from this from his shop?
No.
Because I see you going chatter. So to be honest with you, is a question I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ask it in that way, because just like when we had the conversation with Kerry, and Kerry explained why he left Slam, right? And when we had the conversation with Assassin, we had the conversation. No, we being fair. When we had the conversation with Assassin, Assassin of himself, he was the replacement DJ in associate degree technical, because he became the first DJ in front of Gilligan. I did notice that in the last couple of months, our front team has changed. So was that anything to your knowledge? I mean, if it is that you want to divulge in it at all.
All right, so let me just make it clear. I don't think his team has changed to any significance as my knowledge recaps. Right. However, certain things prevented situation from going in certain countries, right? So then I would be the replacement DJ. Right. So if it is,
which we used to call long time the replacement killer.
The replacement killer. Yeah, basically. Good. So it was just me given opportunity for a new realm, and why not? If opportunity is given to you, why say no to opportunity? Correct. Which is good opportunity, and me and situation we real good. Right. We cool. To my knowledge, we normal about everything. Yeah. Like situation even call me to do events and that kind of, so there's no malice or no kind of negative energy. It's one team. We understand what's happening and that kind of thing.
Right. So for everybody in the chat, that is the story from the horse's mouth, right?
That's the truth.
One thing I try to do here is dispel rumors. And I said
if we could have had a third and a fourth party, I had both of them too.
Right. And as I said again, we try to dispel rumors because we want factual information. There's a group about facts and not about fake news. So that's why I remember when we had that discussion with Kerry about why he left Slam, everybody wanted to know. Because there were a lot of people asking me personally. And I was like, well, it's not my position to say. I have a question to ask, as I see a lot of the Tobagonian DJs who tune in here. But before I get to that question, as I mentioned to you before, I think, as I've said before, that you are one of the best starting DJs in the country. But I've realized that you've taken a bit of a umbrage factor being called a starting DJ. Now, that to me does not mean that you can't do the job for any position you play for. But I still believe that, especially as a DJ who does not have the extensive years experience that you would compare to some of your counterparts, you are still able to judge the mood of an event, especially at the beginning of the event. What do you think has been able to give you the ability to do that? And if any young DJ is looking on now, what is the advice that you would give them? Because people, as we said in previous conversations, everybody's want to shell, but nobody's want to build. And building sometimes is more important than shelling the party. So what do you think is the keys to being able to build an event properly?
All right, Shomari. So you see, paying attention, that's really important.
Right.
To the younger ones, even the ones you pay attention to everything.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you a little experience that when I was growing up, right, my first club experience, I was taken to the club to put to play by Funk Master K. Right? Now, this is Shade Nightclub. Those of you DJs in here who played in Shade, well, you know how it used to be a long time, like Ram. Right? And he would go and burn down the club, like legit flames.
Right.
And he'll watch me like this. You ready? Yeah? So now I'm done.
Yeah.
And the first time it happened to me, legit, my belly burned. I ain't
because
like
I'm nervous. Yeah.
I'm nervous and I don't know what to play.
Right.
So it's like, ways, boy, you really go and do this? And I used to be in my mind like, why he doing this? But he real wicked. But not knowing this was building me.
Exactly.
Like this used to actually, this is what helped me.
Right.
Like analyzing a crowd, reading. And a lot of the DJs now, some of them, they don't even take time to analyze the audience before they go to an event, or even analyze the audience when they're at an event.
Right.
And these is things you need to pay attention to, like know who you're playing for before you go. Know when you go, actually analyze, try to feel their mood, because music is energy. So if you're starting, you can't try to start and do what the middleman doing. It's impossible. Because when the middleman come now, he had to go and do another set of work.
Right.
So it's like you just confusing the whole party, you're confusing energies.
Right.
So like play a role. Like if you know you're starting, there are certain songs that you would use. There are certain songs that are transitions to other genres. You look into it and just play your role. Like I've been playing my role for a long, and I just be happy doing it.
And that's why I make the point about it, you know. That's why I make the point about it, because
big up to Kerry, because Kerry was one of the ones that's like, he used to tell me, don't worry, you go get a spot just now. That's like try to play an event.
He's right, because again, and just for like again to give a slight story of this, you and I worked for the first time really at Empire's Tropical Luau, right? So
Correct.
even though we would meet up each other in events. Tropical Luau was the first event that we actually did. And I could say that was going into prime time. And you still share the same way. And it's like you play at prime time, or I should say, let me put it the other way. You play the opening role happy as much as you play the prime time role. And I think a lot of DJs aren't very happy when they play the opening role, because for them it's like they want to be the highlight of the event, which is fine.
Let me ask a question, Shomari.
Sure.
You pay different? You get a different salary?
Well, sometimes your pay is different, because we had a conversation, which is a conversation we've been having with a lot of DJs. Like, how do you balance your networking with your net worth, right? And granted, you want to be able to market yourself, especially if you're new on the scene, and get people to know you. But at the same point in time, you have to make some monetary remuneration from what it is that you're doing. And a lot of DJs are a lot of younger DJs, and again, it's not a pong on young DJs. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say, not just young DJs, but a lot of DJs across the board still have not been able to balance that network versus net worth. So when you, Marsh, coming to start the event and getting paid the same amount of money that you're supposed to get, some of the DJ whispering in a promoter ears and saying, yeah, well, if Marsh doing it for 1,000, I could do it for like 300. You understand?
No problem.
So I mean, but
I don't have a problem with that.
Exactly, because you understand your worth in what you're doing. So just the fact that you raise that point and saying, you know, is the money different, means that you have a particular standard. And for you, the important thing is keeping that standard, correct? Yeah, right.
And
Good.
and the thing with that, it doesn't come overnight. Like that's something that you have to build because obviously I'm not at the biggest point or anything. So I am still growing. Like there's room for growth. And obviously my price may not be the same as a Private Ryan or a Assassin or a Kerry.
Right.
But then my price system, my worth and my value. And you have
Exactly.
to understand your worth and your value. So if you don't understand your worth and your value, now I ain't saying if you know it's dog garbage, don't play coming and charging the people no exorbitant amount.
Right, right.
Right? But at least balance, understand your worth. Like understand your worth, stick to your worth, and once as you could show that this is what you are valued at, then you're good to go. If it is a car show, that this is what your value is, then there's a problem.
Couldn't have said it better. That's probably one of the best pieces of advice we've given to anybody on all lives from the beginning. That's perfect advice. Now, I want to get into another topic from a personal standpoint and from the professional standpoint, right? Just to let you guys know, at 9:30, we're going to take a break and come back on the other side of 9:30 because you want to save the content. And if you have any questions that you want to ask Marsh, just look at the question icon right there in your comments. Click on the question icon, type your questions in the comments, send your questions, we'll get it. If you don't want to send your questions publicly, you can message me at Shomari KRL on Instagram and I'll be able to give Marsh the question in private. No. I was fortunate enough when I was younger to have 3 Tobago girlfriends, right? No, mind you, it was not at the same time. Hold on. It was not at the same time, right? So I don't want anybody to feel that Shomari was running the route in Tobago because that's not the case, right? But from growing up and coming from UE and having those kind of relationships that were tighter with people, I gained the understanding that many people in Tobago at the point in time felt that they were not appreciated as much as Trinidadians, right? I don't know if that is something that has changed over the period of time, but as somebody from Tobago, do you feel that way, or do you feel that that opinion is different? And I say that because for anybody who would remember soca or remember soca songs from before, we always remember the Nia George song, I want to see your right hand, Trinidad. And I always remember going to parties and Tobagonians was like, yeah, so I know from Trinidad. So I don't know what's your opinion on that. I have a second question to ask that, but get to that first.
No, I don't believe that is a thing. No, I believe the energy you give off is the energy you receive. So I, as a free-spirited person, and I interact with people, you know, on that level. Like I really do pay attention to that. So I believe that the energy you give off is what you receive, and I genuinely receive love from everybody. So I can't speak on that. I do get that kind of energy, so I just get love. So I could only talk about love.
I respect that. So the follow-up question to that is this, right? Over the years, Tobago has produced multiple talented DJs. I see Tigger Almighty in the group. Funk Master is another one. Mighty Crush. So there have been numerous DJs from Tobago that when you listen to them, and as Kerry just like to say, when you see them hold on to a dance, so it's like, yo, yeah, man.
Because he started shaking.
Exactly, he started shaking, right? The solid, right? Why do you think that more Tobago DJs have not been able to break into Trinidad as a market?
I would say comfort zone. Some people comfort zone. Some people, they're just in their comfort zone. They're comfortable, and that is it. If someone want to do something, they will do it.
But
if someone's comfortable where they are.
But do you think it's more challenging for somebody from Tobago to be able to come to Trinidad and make the name as a DJ in particular? Because again, Funk Master is one of the tightest technical DJs I know from Tobago, right? Funk Master K is really good. Crush, if you have never heard of Mighty Crush, something is wrong with you. Even if you're from Trinidad, everybody should know who Mighty Crush is, right? Because Mighty Crush is like one of the foundation DJs from as long as I can remember. But
Facts, taught me a lot.
at the same time, we don't hear these guys being featured in events in Trinidad, right? And I wonder if it has to do with the fact that they live in Tobago. Is it that you believe that, or is it that you think that probably because we are single-minded, we see what is right in front of us? So Marsh here, Redymix here, Kerry here, this one here. So we ain't really bothering with what is going on outside there.
Nah,
or is it something else?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, you see, like sometimes opportunity and that kind of thing. So, all right. So let me just say somebody does a lot over there, right? They may not. I'm not saying they not, but they may not come and try to spend time, because you have to do a lot of groundwork, and it's not just running in a party and just playing. You have to do some groundwork, do some networking. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So I mean, they come, sometimes Crush come here for events and things, so it's not like they don't come, but they wouldn't stay, or they might not be doing as much events, but they do come from time to time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think it's more, I would say, what's the point? They get in Tobago, and if opportunity presents itself, they would come.
Right.
Right, but to come and settle, and I don't think they might want to be on it.
But do you think that, and that's another reason why in conversation with different people, I told them I wanted to have this discussion with you. Because I think that, especially as a younger person, you have been able to develop a name in the Trinidad circuit in a good period of time. And there are DJs, as I said, that are from Tobago that I've known for years, and as we always say, can hold on to a dance and really effectively make a difference. Could an argument be made that because of the competition that exists in Trinidad and Tobago with so many DJs and so many people who want to be in DJing, that makes it a challenge for Tobagonian DJs to break into the Trinidad market, even if they're as good as I know they are?
No, I don't think competition is an issue. If somebody wants to make something happen, they'll do it.
Right.
So I wouldn't say it's competition. I don't think so.
Right.
I really don't think it's competition. I just think, the guys, they're comfortable in their zone. They would come from time to time, and that is about it.
But do you see yourself
they get
as
into Tobago?
No, as Kerry called it, the what Tobago, the Boca Reef Ninja, right? Do you then see yourself as, I know, so
Kerry,
I want people to understand something.
Kerry.
It's one. I want people to understand it's one country we're dealing with, right? That is Trinidad and Tobago, and I want to stress that point. And I am
one country, two islands.
When I had the conversation with Just Jay the other day, he was saying one of the things that gets him really, really upset is this whole idea of, well, this island, Barbados better than here and whatnot. And since I've been younger, I honestly believe that I know better is one nation under God, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, do you look at yourself as though like an unofficial ambassador of Tobago entertainment? Because right now,
no. I ain't gonna say that. If they decide to say that, well, cool. But on me now, I just represent my brand, and if somebody asks, yeah, I'm from Tobago, grew up in Tobago, that kind of thing. But I make sure and build my brand. I can't say that I'm an ambassador. If they want to say, well, all right, I'm the ambassador, well, cool, no problem.
Right.
But I can't attach that title now.
Yeah. And I saw Tigger, let me get to Tigger comment, because I was just watching it. He said Tobago events are limited as opposed to Trinidadian events. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. There's not as much events in Tobago as anyone would know.
Right.
There's a wider variety here, so there's more opportunity. If there's a wider variety of events, automatically there's more opportunity for growth. But however, the events that are in Tobago are mostly well attended, etc. Things like the Great Fair and there will be committees like DXL and these people that will do events from time to time that are great and well attended. But it's not like you will get a wide range of events every weekend. It's, I would more say it's kind of seasonal. Right? It's more seasonal and that kind of thing.
Right. I want to get into a soca and carnival question, which has to do with Tobago. But I want to find out from you, quickly before 9:30, who are some of the DJs that influence you the most when you were developing in your career? And right now, who are your top 4 DJs in Trinidad and Tobago? Yes, yes. And again, top 4 DJs does not mean that Marsh does not respect anybody else, because that is not we train. But at the same point in time, there are guys who you respect in the industry. Like I have DJs who I respect in the industry, who I consider to be always sounding different. So it might be something about the way they sound. It might be something about how they put together music, some way of how it is that they play in events, the energy that they bring. It doesn't mean that, you know, you have no respect for all the others, or you find all the others is mess compared to those. But at the same point in time, there would be DJs that you would see as those that you're like, yo, that guy, he real good. When I was developing and listening to DJs in Trinidad, that guy was real good. So in no order, and it's not number 1, in no particular order, who are the top 4 that in your mind right now?
So let me start with the influence. I would have been assisted by a lot of DJs in the industry, not only one, right? Which I'm really, really grateful for. Right. Because everybody, you will learn something from everybody, a little piece, but you just have to be yourself. Yeah. Right. So I don't want to start calling names with influencers, because a lot of people help me and still help me, or even to this day. Right. Right. Still help me. So I am grateful for all those who did. They know themselves, and some of them are here. Right. Right. Top 4.
Here we go.
Now I will take this from every DJ is unique, right? Right. And you have to look at, everybody has a different style, everybody has a different pattern. Right. For technicality and skill, Kerry. Right. Creativity as well. Right. Right. Kerry is one of those persons, creative. Right. Be like, whoa. Right. Assassin. Right. One of the radio DJs that really, you have it in the bag. Yeah, it's unbeatable. Assassin is really clean. Right. Right. He understands juggling. Well, I find I look at his juggling. Right. All right. Private Ryan for the business of it. Correct. And then I want to group. I can't say one more, but it have people. All right, let me say Aswad. I like how Aswad does juggle radio and stuff as well. Right. That morning shift. Right. Charlotte is good as a female DJ, one of the best female DJs. Yeah. All right, so we live at it. So again, yeah, it a little bit of everything. Like what I look at is a little bit of everything from everybody in our way. Like you would learn something different from everybody. Right. I want to get to just now. Hold on, let me make sure we have it correct here. I'm gonna be a little bit cantankerous here with this. So they select a Kerry question here, right? That's Kerry question. Why you lock Chris out for trio? Next question. Next right. Hey, quickly, because I want to ask this question. I want to ask this question before 9:30.
Why you doing it, boy?
Obviously, you said you were playing on radio in Tobago at a point in time. In your
short period.
Right. In your career path right now, do you see yourself wanting to be on Trinidad radio? Is that something that you feel is important to your growth, or is it something that you don't think is as necessary as it was before? because as much as radio has had an influence and continues to have an influence, we've learned in multiple areas that just because you're not on radio, it doesn't mean that you can't be a well-known brand or a well-known DJ.
No, as it relates to that, I would say every opportunity is how you make the best of it.
Right.
So if that opportunity presents itself to me, then definitely why not? I will try to make the best of it. So it has some people would say, oh, that's not important anymore. Or some people will think, yeah, it's still important. But however, it's how you use it.
Right.
So you have to try. If it is, I'm called for a station, and you know I'm interested in going to that station, I would make the best of the opportunity.
Right. I get that. All right, so we quickly approaching 9:30. I want to stick on time tonight. So for everybody that has their phone in hand, we are going to come off the live and come back on. So as usual, we could save the content and have it posted to YouTube. So if it is that you're on with us right now, Marsh, I see that. If you're on with us right now, please come back after 9:30. We're going to continue the questions in March, because I'm going to get into management, I'm going to get into soca, I'm going to get into carnival, which are 3 important topics I have to cover. I'm also going to try to get into questions. And I can actually ask this question quickly before we go. Somebody wants to know, how much time do you put into practicing?
Practicing, well, is a mental space for me.
Right.
So I would try my best to put in as much, but I have to be in the mood.
Right.
Because music, as you know, is a mood and a vibe. So I have to be in the mood.
Correct.
So I would say I have my own equipment home. So even self as a half an hour a day, it's some little thing I try to do something, if not every day, every other day.
All right, cool. Right, so we back with Marsh again, right? You just made a point.
Shomari, I leave out one person.
Right.
That was, you see, Keenan.
Yes.
You see, dog, I don't know how I'll leave it out, but you see, Keenan is one of them persons where somebody will shake a party.
Right.
And Keenan will come here.
And confidently play position and still build it back up.
Yeah.
I think it might be a short person thing, but I got that straight from you. I straight from the point. All right.
You're getting on like Kerry now, eh? You're getting on like Kerry.
No, but Assassin on Thursday said he mentioned you, and we keep talking about Keenan. So my thing is, it had to be a short person thing, because Keenan, Assassin was saying that in his rider now, he's going to start asking for a little stage for him when he go on stage and he go next to the Pioneers. He could actually be the same height the Pioneers. So I just going on what the man tell me. I mean, come on.
I know. But definitely, you see, Keenan is one of the shakers in the industry that I really respect too.
Right. One of the things you just mentioned was about music having a particular spirit that you have to put into music, right? Obviously, with the coronavirus and COVID-19 affecting the world in the way that it has, one of the major reasons why we wanted to come up with this platform is because we understand that as creatives in our industry, it's going to be very challenging for you to remain motivated at this point in time with a particular level of unsurety that exists in the world. What do you think what do you do personally, if there's any routine you have or anything that you particularly do to get yourself back into that mind space, to dig up in your Serato crates, to go and put in a half or put in an hour, or to just remain positive during this challenging time?
Do things that you do. Free your mind. Right? Free your mind basically from, so I wasn't a person to watch TV, and them thing I never like watching TV. I have a TV there and not watch it. Right. So now I will find myself taking in 1 or 2 series, that kind of thing, and you really get lazy sometimes, but you need not to put your brain in that point of laziness. And even self as you do an hour for the 24 hours in a day, which is the most lazy thing you could do. Right? Even if it's an hour, try to find some kind of genre that you're feeling to vibe to. It wouldn't be the same genre every day.
So that then is like what a practice session would look like to you. You would select a genre that's probably you want to improve on, or probably you want to be able to find more music or to be able to navigate better, and use that for the hour to build your confidence in it, correct?
Yeah, you look into different genres all the time. Like, just pick something that you're feeling, because to play it, you have to feel it.
Correct.
If you try to do or put yourself in that mind, because all right, when I go back all day, it's only Zest Boy or only hip hop or only wherever, you have to feel what you're playing.
Right.
And learn to explore, like try new things. Like say, let me see if I could go into some disco, and how I could blend some disco with some country or some hip hop or some techno, and then how I could blend that with something new. And you wouldn't even realize, but over my past of you doing something like that.
Yeah.
And you just take yourself out of the realm of being normal.
Right.
Out of the normal zest, the normal soca, the normal dancehall, and you just put yourself in a different realm. Because you're trying new things.
And I'm gonna ask you what can be seen as another controversial question. I'll give you my opinion on it. I want to hear your opinion, because obviously we're here to hear your opinion as well. Do you think that the quantity of zest that has been released in Trinidad and Tobago in the last year and change has made some DJs a little bit lazy to come out of the box, because now they have an hour of tunes that they could beat basically around the same kind of vibe and the same kind of energy, and a lot of them popular. Do you feel that a lot of DJs now have become lazy to play in just so that, as my partner like to call it, the top 20? So we call it the Trinidad top 20. Do you think that's a case for a lot of DJs?
Well, if that is the road that they choose, so be it. To each his own. Everybody have a different road to walk. And if they choose to walk that road, so be it.
Right.
But I'm not too sure if it is they lazy, or if it is they just like to play it safe, as people would say. Right? But I wouldn't believe it's lazy. It's probably a balance of lazy and safe. Because you're thinking that if I play this, what will be their reaction? Or
right.
You need to have an escape plan. So if it is you're going and try something, then find a way that if it is you go to try that and it don't work, you had to come out of that.
But then
find an escape plan.
Somebody was asking, like Kerry and some of the other DJs before, if there are plan sets that they put together before events, right? I have been fortunate to do events with some guys that they don't have any plan sets, but there are some guys that feel comfortable actually putting together a semi-routine or whatnot. Do you have, if you want to call them escape plans, that you have in the back of your mind that when you, because obviously you might not plan a set song for song, but you're going to go into events with a game plan? Because as we like to say here, every DJ has a story to tell when they play, right? Do you have like a game plan when you go into an event, and if something doesn't work, how do you remain confident in what you're doing? Because I think a lot of times, as you rightly say, people play to the safety of the event and not necessarily try something new. What do you think is the balance between trying something new but still being able to entertain people with what they already know?
No, I personally don't go in with any planned sets.
Right.
As I tell you, I have to see the crowd, hear what play before, see what they're feeling for now. And to be quite honest, you might think they're feeling for this now, and you will play it, and you have to change because they're not taking it. So it comes back down to practicing and knowing your music.
Right.
Like play around with different genres, so you might not have an escape plan set, but there might be some song in your mind that within the set that you have, you could use as an escape song.
Right.
Or go to, you can't really plan it. You just have to know your music, play around with different stuff, and find a way.
Yeah.
to escape out the the ravages.
Ravages.
Because if it is all right, you're going and let me say for instance, Shomari, you're playing in a huge event.
Right.
And you realize you play 5 songs. The crowd, you're not getting that crowd response. You realize you play at 10 minutes, the crowd still the same way, right? It not necessarily means a honey day or a jump and wave, but you will actually feel the difference in energy. And if you're not feeling it and you realize you need to change, find some way to move around.
But then, so then for younger DJs or DJs that might not have that amount of party experience, what would you suggest for them to not panic in the situation? And I always remember having this discussion with a lot of my DJ friends in terms of they'll go up events and a DJ will come on, he will play 3 songs and realize he's not getting the kind of reaction that he was anticipating to get. It doesn't even necessarily mean that it was a bad reaction, but where he was expecting lighters and flames and, as Kerry said, he's shaking, he probably getting a movement, but it's not what he expects. And he panics. And then in panicking now, he decides, well, he had to go and do this and he had to go and do that. And how do you, in your mind, balance building? Because as I said, I personally believe that building the party is more important than shelling the party, because anybody could shell, right? A no-name DJ who probably have 6 songs on his laptop to come in prime time and play, and come and play Savannah Grass, and then come and play wherever and play Stage Gone Bad, and people go remember, yo, that DJ will come and play Stage Gone Bad, but many times a lot of people don't take into consideration that guy who was the Boko Reef Ninja, right, who was playing for 3 hours and building the party to a nice cruise control, played a greater role than the other guy. So that's why, again, it's about not panicking and understand that. What advice you give to anybody where that is concerned?
You can't panic. All right. So even though you don't have plan sets, try to have a game plan on set.
Right.
Right. And how to develop a game plan on set is by analyzing the crowd, analyzing what's played before, and try to see what you could do to engage them.
Right.
You cannot panic. If you panic, you're putting yourself and the crowd in problems. Because when you panic, your brain are already flustered. So you, at this point, you can't think what you want to draw for. Right. Right? So sometimes you really just have to take a little 2 deep breaths, analyze yourself, put yourself together. Understand? Put your mind in, let me do this. Put in a little bad mind into it then. Put in a little bad mind.
A little confidence into the
if it is you're feeling like, boy, raise brother. Say, boy, I ain't care. Right now, this is what it is.
Right. Exactly.
And it might just work for you, but make sure you take a little 2 deep breaths and gather yourself, gather your thoughts before you go and play, because panicking, and I'll tell this story. At times I panicked when I was younger.
Right.
Like the first time I had to play after Kerry, I panicked. I panicked.
You have such a big forward there. Look.
That was years ago though. I play after Kerry normal now. But the first time, that was years ago, and you're young, and them time, it's like, no, you must tell the truth. You must tell the truth. So don't act like you never panic in life or panicking. Nobody does panic. You panic in life. Somebody panic at some point. If it's not to play after somebody is playing on a big stage and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I remember I was juggling normal. I could have played this rhythm, and for some reason, within panic, my brain missed. Right. And I missed the scratch.
Right.
But the reason is because your brain had already flustered, like, where are going? What are going to do? You play this segment and it ain't work. Yeah. Your brain flustered now. So you're pulling for things, but you can't panic. You need to analyze yourself. And it's within growth, and it's come after a while.
You can't really expect all of that to happen within one go. You grow and you as you grow, you learn.
Yeah,
right? And I
correct.
learn how not to panic and how to play after carry now and how to do these things.
Yeah.
So
the funny thing about it is that I think it was Hans was saying that sometimes, not sometimes, but he was saying that all your mistakes are meant to be a teachers. And
True.
many times when you do something that you of yourself feel like, wait, I missed here, or I didn't score here, or I didn't play to my level here. And again, as every DJ in the chat would know, I want to big up Back to Basics, who is usually tuning in, and I'm real glad to have that institutional knowledge with Basics here. We are our biggest critic. So there are times, I'm sure, when you go home and people will say, yeah, boy, Marsh, you're real shell, boy. But then you will sit and think to yourself, you can do a better job, right? And then a lot of people think like that. So at the end of the day,
you'll get a moment from time to time, like you, in your brain, wait, nah, baby, I really shall it. All right, cool, but it's like, all right, I think I could have done a little bit better, but all right.
Yeah. So you are one of the few guys in Trinidad and Tobago that actually has booking management, right? So I want to say good night first of all to your manager, because I see your manager tuned in tonight. So good night to your manager.
She's here.
How much of an advantage has that been for you to be able to have somebody manage the business side? But at the same point in time, how ardent are you into the business side of it as well, so that you of yourself, I won't just say keep up, because keep up makes it sound bad, but you as yourself are integrally involved in the business side, but can still remain creative and still have somebody doing this for you at the same point in time?
Well, but to be honest, sometimes, I like to be involved directly. So we have a really good understanding, and we have we mesh properly, right? She's really pulled through. Sometimes, like, I flustered, I need somebody to deal with them invoices and all of them kind of thing, and she's get it done. A lot of the promoters will get invoices, and it's make your life easier in terms of, all right, you know something is being taken care of, right? And the person generally have it covered. Once you build trust in the person to know, all right, they have something covered, you automatically can focus your energy on something else, where in my case it will be creativity.
Right.
So
now I laugh at that.
I look at the comments.
I'll be trying so hard to pay attention to the conversation, because we don't want to miss the importance of the conversation. But in the chat has been lit, though. The chat has been lit.
Yeah.
Right, so you're saying, yeah.
So it is actually easier mind a little bit and allow you to execute your job. And also it's a level of professionalism as well. So if you're serious about something, you make serious moves and try to have your business in the best line as you could.
Right. Yeah.
So
and shout out to Dr.
Entertainment, the management. So when the promoters asking, that's only getting all the invoices. So when it comes,
so you still send physical invoices to promoters, right?
Through email, yeah.
That's the point I want to make, because again, you need to have a trail of how much money you are making from.
It helps with paper trail as well. It helps with paper trail.
Exactly. I want to go back to the conversation we were having before and take a comment here I see from Keenan, which I will deal with in a particular. I say Keenan saying, but you see when you go to a party and the DJ coming off play one dancehall, a soca, and mixing a hip hop, I just panic. Now, I mean, just for younger DJs who may be trying to impress the promoter, or maybe trying to beat out the tunes before the other DJ comes on, explain why, and I'm going to coin it now, why it is not right DJ etiquette to beat out all the genres before the next DJ come on in 5 minutes. So I see Back to Basics here. So you see Back to Basics coming on to play, at 9 o'clock, and you know you are 3 minutes, and you drop dry cry, even there, and then you scratch and say, all I do is win, win, and then you end up reaching up somewhere in Savannah Grass all of a sudden. Explain to DJs, and I want everybody to understand that why that is not right DJ etiquette.
You know why they say, Shomari? Thank you. Thanks.
Right.
You make my job real easy. Day.
Really?
You just confuse the whole thing. Because you just play 3 songs of different genres, which not even making no kind of sense.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Firstly, all you do it. Please, don't do it. It's not making sense. It's not making you look good. You're not impressing nobody. It can be 3 big songs and what?
Correct.
What happened to your set before? You can play your whole set and shell before. You can make people enjoy themselves. Hand in the air alone is not forward. People could be whining. People could be enjoying it. Everybody have enjoyment differently. So why you need to, at the end of the party, you know you have 5 minutes. You know you have 5 minutes. You know you have 3 minutes. But you're looking to switch the genre.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I either continue where you leave off, right there, or I just start somewhere else.
Yeah. And funny enough,
if you know music, you would be able to do something like that. It don't really bother me anymore. Like, it would have bothered me when I was younger. Like, why he even doing that? He shepherd or what? I might have react little agitated when I was younger, but now you're like, whatever. Right, cool.
And I see back to basic.
I'll be like,
point.
you're done?
I see back to basic, raise a point, which is the key point to this. At the end of the day, all DJs, the party is not about me, it's not about Marsh, it's not about any DJ, it's about the crowd. And if you come in just to switch up everything and play 4 genres because you want to impress, you basically throwing the whole party off. And that is affecting the party goers in the long run. Because the party is not about that 5 minutes. The party is about the hour that was played before, the hour to play after, and the hour to play after that until it comes to an end. So why switch it up? Because you're not really impressing anybody. You're just basically taking that personal ego forward for yourself. And I sometimes mess up the party. I saw a question inside here. I want to actually deal with the question. Because he asked the question, or he asked it in the public chat. So he didn't say it to me on Shomari KRL. So I actually want to deal with the question. Because I would like to hear your word for this. And then I am actually going to make a point, boys, right? So the question is, why is it so hard for South DJs to get a foot in the door? I disagree with that.
I really disagree with that. It's a real DJs from South that been touring, flying the world. Who asked that question? Because to my knowledge, and I could call a few, and there may be even more that I didn't even know from South. There's Charlotte, there's Chucky, there's Elon. It's a real people from South, Bashi and all from South.
Look at that.
Like, it have people that come from South that is prominent and really good. So who asked that question?
I know we like to talk about the lives that are going on right now. But big up Elon on that, because I was actually
big up Elon, SIL man.
Yeah, because again he have a live going on, and I saw somebody posted something where he was actually live like 3 o'clock this morning. And and Ding Dong is from South.
Ding Dong and all from South.
Elon posted something at 3 o'clock this morning where he was playing music, but then he was talking some reality about why it's important for fellas to honor their mothers, and why it's important for them to be fathers and that kind of thing. That's the kind of energy in total that we need to have. You understand?
And he has a platform that he's doing something really, I mean, amidst all the kiki and thing, if you look at some of the stuff, there's actually positive information coming out of it. So people might look at it and laugh, and it's hilarious, and that is entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? That is entertainment.
And then the argument can be made, okay, the argument was made, right, why DJs from South can't get in. But the argument could also be made why it is a DJ from Tobago can't do it. And look, you, at this young point of what you're doing, you have been able to make a lot of strides where there are people and there are events that you have done that people playing 10, 15, 20 years would never do. And I even want to make the point that that might not necessarily be on the person, but sometimes in life, life aligns you with the work that you put in for what is meant for you. You understand? And that doesn't necessarily mean that what you have right now is not of any good or is inferior to somebody else. It just means that probably life has directed you in a particular way. I'm very big on energy, and I think that at the end of the day, as much as we all want to have a particular level of success with music, at the same point in time, the energy that you put out into the universe is the energy that will come back to you. You understand?
Definitely.
So again, you are Tobagonian, you have made strides. All those DJs from South, you have made strides. I was one of the first Australian DJs to be featured in St. Vincent. That was a stride, right? We have DJs from other countries who come in to countries in the Caribbean and they have a market there. That is a stride. So it might not necessarily mean that because you haven't broken into the North market or you break into a certain part of Trinidad, that probably your market is elsewhere. And we've seen that because Private Ryan, for example, may not do much events in Trinidad for the year other than Carnival. So after Carnival, you may not see Private Ryan in events, but bet your bottom dollar, Ryan is booked solid every weekend for the entire year in different countries. So that is why, to me, it's important.
And representing the country. Yeah.
Exactly. So for me, it's about marketing yourself, probably if not any market that you are being accepted as. I've told multiple people this, I've told Kerry this, I've told Chacha this, we've spoken about this on multiple occasions. Go where the love is, dog, and if the love is not in one particular place, you go elsewhere. You understand?
Correct. And just keep at it, man.
Exactly. I want to get quickly to Carnival here because, as I said, I want to get Carnival and then also to talk about the Corona part. And once again, people, we have 15 more minutes here. So if you have any questions, make sure and shoot it in the comment section below with your little question icon, and we'll get some of the questions as fast as possible. Quickly to Carnival. As I was explained to you on the phone, at this point in time, Trinidad and Tobago is one country, but we have Carnival happening in Trinidad at the same point in time that Carnival is happening in Tobago. There was a proposal that was put out by some people within, I guess, entertainment, both in Trinidad and Tobago, that it would be a good idea to separate the two carnivals and have Tobago having a carnival, Trinidad having a carnival. Not that it's to have two separate carnivals because it's two different countries, but at the same point in time, we could put more tourist development on Tobago at a particular point in time of the year and attract people to that as a separate festival that represents both countries. What's your take on that?
I agree, right? I agree to a level because now event of a carnival nature at another point in time of the year in Tobago, it actually can boost the economy. Right. It can boost the economy, hotel owners and that kind of thing with the benefit of it. And our country focus on, well, Trinidad and Tobago, and let me just say Tobago as an island focuses heavily on tourism.
Right.
Now, if it is you looking to boost tourism, this is part or initiative that you could take that can assist, because you're gonna be having, all right, let's just say the major bands like Tribe, Yuma, these people, they invest into it. Now it becomes a stable. You now start you're bringing people from internationally now that could look into it and help grow this thing. Right? And for me, that could help boost tourism, boost the economy.
Right.
And boost the island.
But do you think that, again, because as I'd like to say, it's not two countries, it's one country but two islands.
One country, two islands, yep.
But I'm fully aware of the thought that existed before in terms of big business from this side of the country going across to that side of the country. Do you think that Tobagonians would be open to having that investment from some of these big bands like Tribe, like Yuma, and whatever, to come across and build it? Or do you think that it would be more open to more partnership in terms of, okay, a Tobagonian guy wants a band, but he might need some resources, so the resources comes in collaboration with? And
nothing is wrong with collaboration. I think collaboration is a good initiative,
right? And then it would actually boost band owners. They'll improve on their craft and that kind of thing. So it's a win on both ends. So if a collaborative effort helping somebody to improve on what they do, then I don't see the reason why not.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Let me get to some of the questions here. All right, Tigger, good question. If you were still in Tobago, do you think you have reached to this level?
Nah, I don't think so.
Why is that?
I still have more to grow. But again, as we were talking about the amount of events and the amount of opportunity, there's no, you can't really count opportunity like that. Like the more opportunity there is for you, there's more room for growth.
Right.
So here there's more opportunity for growth.
Right.
I mean, in every aspect, don't get me wrong, you could create your own growth. You could create your own little opportunities and things, and you might grow, but you're not too sure how it will go for you.
I get that. Next question quickly. What has working with an artist like EA done for you in terms of growth? That's a good question, actually.
Well, boy, that a lot. Right? So for those who don't know, like I am Team's official DJ. Right? So that's part of Urfan, and then traveling with him, you meet so many people, you're open to so many, your brain and mind see so many different things that is like you're thankful for the opportunity. Right? And it has grown me mentally a lot to see the wider world and being able to travel and experience performing live and what it is like operating with artists, because artists playing for artists is completely different to playing in a party, playing a radio, playing anywhere else, right? So you need to pay attention, and that kind. It grew me mentally, and also it has grown my brand a lot. So for him, I'm really, really, really grateful. As we have the event, grateful. I'm really grateful for shameless plug. I'm taking that plug. We taking that plug, man.
Marsh, I can excel you know.
I'm taking that plug.
Anyway, quickly, I wanted us to deal with the aspect that you're doing this full time. That's correct, right? And with the coronavirus having such an impact on the economy that it has, without getting into too much detail, because obviously I don't want to get into too much detail about that, how has this global pandemic affected business for you? One. Two, have you taken steps from beforehand to kind of, I don't want to say prepare for this, because I think in many ways a lot of us were not entirely prepared for this. But how do you see business going forward for you with this happening now? And to those people who may want to get into the industry, because again, in us covering the next of DJs this week as much as we can, I'm very happy that somebody like you who has been able to develop to this point, and you openly admit that you still have more to go, which is what we want to actually impact on all DJs, especially younger DJs looking on. How has this impacted you? Where do you see it going forward? And what advice can you give to anybody business-wise for surviving this period of time, especially if you're young in the game?
All right. Well, for me, I have always been a person to understand the difference between wants and needs.
Right.
So if it is you understand the difference between a want and a need, then you shouldn't have any problems. Right. Also, now you see when you're at a point where you're growing and let me just say you're making a okay amount of money, try to save something, even self is $100 or $500. I just giving a row of figures, right?
Right.
Like whatever is your income, try to save something out of it so that going forward, because you don't know what could happen. It don't have to be a pandemic. You could get sick. Something could happen to you. Try to put things in place where you have something that you could run to. Right. So you're not going and touch it for a shoe, for a bottle of rum, for a bottle of champagne. for nothing at all, unless
Right.
it's really, really important. Like, all right, you see, boy, my mixer going, I need a mixer to do mixes. Let me get
Correct.
this mixer, I buy it and you put back the money. So
Right.
try to find a way where you save something so that if something happens, you could live for a while. Hopefully you go back to normalcy in the shortest possible time. Right? So to the younger ones or the DJs that are around, just try to let your needs exceed your wants.
Right.
And you should be good.
I think too, in the industry that we're in, it's very easy to get caught into the wants because it's a performance industry. So you gotta look good, you want to be out there, fashion forward, whatever. So you gotta dress the part or whatever. But I always remember in the conversation I had with Just Jay last week, which to me was one of the best lives that we had on Group Theory, where he was saying about you gotta stay in the lane that you know that you're supposed to be in, right? And if it is that you are not the individual on the flashiness, then that should not be something that should be a priority. And as you rightly said, if this is your full-time job, then you have to look at your wants over your needs. And needs, to me, for any DJ, as you rightly say, if you're a DJ and you have equipment and your mixer goes down, you need to get a crossfader, that is a need, right? Seeing a pair of sneakers that cost like $6,000 and wondering if I should buy it after I get paid.
That's not need, that's a want.
That's a want. That's a want.
That's a want.
And then if we look at it from a business standpoint, I am also very big on investment into your craft. A mixer, a S9 or whatever, is an investment into your craft. A pair of turntables are pioneers, there's investment into your craft. Even having things to help your stuff like what we do and have lighting here, that is investing in your craft. A Groove Theory record, which I'm going to say is going to be available for sale soon, but a Groove Theory record is investing in your craft.
Yeah, those things are investments.
Right, but how can a sneaker, or how can, and not just a sneaker, I'm not saying a sneaker, but how can an overly expensive sneaker help you with being a better DJ?
Well, I mean, some people base their talent and their whole vibe on look, and I mean, that is their choice. You cannot be upset with somebody's choice. But at the end of the day, try your best to budget yourself. You see, budgeting, it's really important. So balance how much you're spending on clothes, balance how much you may spend on, because you have to live, you have to enjoy life as well. So I'm not saying to live life in a cluster. But
right.
Budget yourself where you have something for enjoyment, you have something because DJing, you need to look the part. But you don't need to wear, let me not call any brand names.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't need to wear the greatest or the largest brands to every event, right? It's not going to determine how well you play.
Yeah, and
it's not going to determine that.
And something which Kevin Crown said, something which I've tried to adopt sometimes, except for tonight because I'm watching The Last Dance, so I'm wearing the Bulls t-shirt. So something which Kevin Crown said is that even in dress the part for your brand. So for everybody I'm looking at right now, Marsh have on a DJ t-shirt saying DJ Marsh. So even if it is that you look at this on YouTube after and it's on mute and you're watching it far from your TV, you go and see DJ Marsh on his chest. So that means that you have done a successful job of marketing your own brand and marketing somebody else's brand. And I saw Back to Basics make a comment a little while ago. I want to go back up to it quickly.
Save balance. Yeah, that's important. Balance.
When you are young is once, when you grow experience is needs. And he's correct, because I do think that when you are in the early parts of the game, it's really about wants, because you want to be able to do everything that everybody doing. But as you grow into the business, there are particular things that now become more important as priority. And I think it's extremely good as somebody like you who still have so much to do in the game has identified from the business standpoint that the needs overweigh the wants. And two things that you said which I want every DJ inside here, whether you're young, old, or otherwise, to keep in mind. One, you need to have your digital invoices, whether it's digital or printed, because that gives you a record of how much money you are making over a period of time. That's something for all creatives. If it's a painter and you're painting something for somebody and they're paying you 500, get them an invoice and keep that, because if over a period of time, 500,000, whatever, you have a track of how much money that you're spending, that you're making. And you have to actually approach this from the wants as opposed to needs. We spoke before about having a rider for traveling DJs. When you go somewhere, does DJ Marsh have a rider as yet?
Yeah, we have a rider, but I just had to do like a rider. That was when I went somewhere, but I don't use it. I don't use it locally.
Right.
So it's like yeah, we have a rider that we put together already. I just don't use it locally, but given some events that I've went to in recent times, I think about starting to using it.
No, because
I agree. It becoming a problem.
Right.
It becoming a problem, and anything that's hampering you from you attaining your best potential, you need to find a way to get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right. To the promoters, please, I beg you all, at least give you something good to work with now. All right. Please, like you can't put me on. You bring a mixer that not even compatible.
On a 57-1.
Then you give me something and the mixer leaking, the crossfeeder leaking.
Yeah.
Buttons not working. You cramping me now, boy.
Right.
Because I can't really execute as I want to, because believe you or not, these things just play on your mind. And you might think,
it does.
Yeah, small thing, like, yeah, I DJ in long time or wherever, and I could use this. And the promoter, some of them go come and tell you, but look, you now use it, so you ain't good or what? No, it's not about you ain't good. It's about a level of professionalism. Like, give us good stuff to work with. And it's how good things out there. It's just some people, they might get a thing from a brethren, so they go put that there, and they don't have to spend no money. And like, yo, if you want to be professional about something, you are hiring professionals. For me to provide a service that is professional to you, you need to provide me with proper equipment.
Yeah, I saw Chacha in the chat a while ago, and he would remember the story. There was a particular event we did in Carnival last year, not going to call the event, and the sound guy provided equipment, but the mixer was inadequate. So when I asked him, why didn't you bring the 62 at the point in time, because he didn't have a S9, he said his exact response was, well, we had them thing there, but we just didn't feel to bring it out for this kind of event. Like, what is that?
Why?
You understand?
The promoter paying you. The promoter paying you.
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
You're cramping the DJs. A man like Kerry, you like to do things. You're cramping his style.
And forget, but even with that, again, what we do now more than ever has to be seen as a professional duty, because as it was said by multiple guys on this live, you're not doing this just for thanks or just somebody to come and say ARL shell, because the money that you're making now or the money that you made for Carnival is money that you would have used now to pay for your groceries and mind yourself during the coronavirus pandemic.
Correct.
So it means that you have made an investment of your time to this as a profession, and the promoter has made efforts to be able to do the event. The sound system provider has to understand that just like how he wants to song hard, as we say outside, the DJ himself have to sound professional too. And as
Overdose was saying, there, comfort. You need comfort to execute. You need to be comfortable mentally to execute. And if you're not, you're in problems.
All right, so let me get to the last couple of questions before we wrap up quickly. First of all, what advice do you have for Tobago DJs?
Just keep at your craft, keep improving. If it is you choose or you think you need to come and apply your craft on this side, then by all means, you do what is necessary to keep improving on your craft and building yourself.
All right.
Whether it's branding, it's networking, it's marketing, you do what you need to do.
All right. Let me see if I want to make sure and get this question correct. Do you so tying into DJs playing different genres at the same time, do you volunteer advice to other DJs?
Yeah.
And
Why not?
And because of where you are right now, because obviously, as we said, you want to reach a particular level, are you open to taking advice from other DJs?
Yeah. And I was
Right.
not about to say this. Like, I am at the point where I'm still learning, but whatever I learn, if I'm comfortable and I could share that information to somebody else that is younger that need the knowledge to improve themselves. Like, why not? Because when we were growing up, it would have had someone that would have helped us or shown us something. So why not show someone else who is coming up? Why withhold knowledge? Like,
Correct.
I don't see the point in withholding things.
Correct. And that is the reason for why we actually here on doing these group theory one-on-ones. Right. Just hold on. I just pressed the question. I didn't go. Right, here we go. How did the deal with Tribe come about?
How did the deal with Tribe come about?
Yeah.
That was must make mention to my boy Aaron Fingal.
Yeah.
Right? Fingal with a being instrumental, and they would have said, well, obviously they do our research into you, and we talk we business, and it happened.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right. I'd like to ask DJ Marsh where he sees himself in the near future.
For sure, growing, learning a little bit more, traveling. My thing right now is I really need to travel as a DJ, right? Building my brand, expanding, marketing, expanding the entire DJ Marsh Remo umbrella, right? To different business aspects, which I will not divulge into, right? But expanding as a business, for sure.
Right.
Expanding as a business.
The last thing I want to ask you before we go quickly, which is goes to the second reason why I had you here. There has been a debate which we've had in all these lives so far about the older DJs and the younger DJs. And the older DJs always fighting on the younger DJs. And the younger DJs don't get time or don't get the chance to do what they have to do because it's a set of older DJs who pass the time and want to fight them down and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Right? Now, I would like to hear what is your opinion on that thought. Generally speaking, that there is a very big chasm between younger DJs and the more seasonal DJs. And there's a feeling that seasoned DJs are not respecting of the craft of the younger DJs.
All right. Now, in life, everybody have different roads to work on.
Right.
All right. So if you, for some reason, you believe that somebody not taking you on or studying it, then create your own path and walk along that path and build it.
Right.
Right? I wouldn't say older DJs don't help younger DJs. They give advice, but you need to pay attention because not everybody would hold your hand and say, let we go.
Right.
Sometimes somebody might mention something to you that you wouldn't even realize that is advice they're giving you. Like, pay attention. Like, take every little knowledge that someone can give to you because I tell people help me, like, at that point, all right, let me see, there was a point where I think it was Kerry again, right? He was just talking and he said, yeah, keep the bunks. Like, keep the bunks. And he not going to tell you, well, play these songs here and them songs go keep the bunks like that. No, like, just pay attention and you'll realize, all right, go home, do some homework, what songs keep in the bunks. Like, simple things, just pay attention. If you think people not studying you or you're not getting help, like, create your own path and work. And somewhere along the line, somebody go help you.
Yeah, and the truth is that many DJs, when they hear talent, they can't deny talent. You understand? So again, it goes back to the point I made at the beginning of this live as we're coming down to the end, where the guy commented on your stat and said, yo, so because Assassin gave you the endorsement to get the plug. No, we've been since the first live I had with
done before.
Since the first live I had with DJ Quest back at the beginning of the pandemic, we mentioned you. And in constant conversations, I did say that whenever we reach the point where we want to talk to the next generation of DJs or the guys who are prepping themselves for that generation, Marsh is one of the guys we have to talk to, you know, because at the end of the day, I have myself working with you and seeing how you played and seeing that you still know to yourself that you have a lot to develop and want to develop. You are willing to learn, and that's why we always say never stop learning. And it goes back
learning
to
is important.
Exactly.
Learning is not by just somebody telling you something. You could look at something and you could learn for yourself as well. Big up, like, it's a real people that has helped you. Like Clyde the Outlaw helped me a lot as well.
Right.
Like when I was now coming out, Clyde used to like carry me to events, and it would not even be sometimes to legit play. It would just be to learn.
To observe and to learn.
You need to put yourself in the mental space that, all right, not every time or everything is about your front, or it's not about you all the time. Like,
right,
put yourself in a back seat and like take in sometimes, like just observe.
Yeah.
And you would see the difference in like learning. You would learn stuff.
Yeah. Never stop
like
learning.
go a party out of your realm. Like if you know you're 18 or you're 17 and your crowd is 18 to 25 or whatever, go a chill out party, listen to Keenan play. Just go and stand up and take in DJs who older than you.
You get real endorsements in this conversation, eh?
No, but it's real. Like, this is how you learn. I used to go to parties, not to party. I would stand up there, not drink anything, and just listen to the DJs play.
Yeah.
For learning sake, like and you know I used to learn around them time? That music is a circle.
Right.
So you would always make that circle, try to make that circle, and you'll learn stuff.
Yeah.
Like don't wait for somebody to hold your hand and say, well, all right, this is what it is. Or come and do this, or come and do that.
Yeah. I agree with that. Well, again, Marsh, I appreciate the time tonight, brother. I think this was a very, very important conversation for everybody to hear. As I always tell people, my saying right now is that everybody can entertain, but very few people can educate. And it's really the purpose of this to try to spread knowledge and help others. Because even seasoned DJs learn from this. I can tell you, every live I've had, I've learned from it. I've learned from continuous people that have been out here. And again, because of the purpose of group theory and what we've been trying to accomplish, it's important that we hear from generational voices, all generations, the ones who have made it and the ones who are still upcoming right now. You understand? So I really want to thank you for your time tonight, brother. Keep grinding, keep safe, keep social distancing, and you and I will pick up an event very, very soon. We definitely will.
Yeah, well, thanks again for having me, Shomari, and to everybody out there. I taken information still, so if you see me going on, I'm willing to teach me something now. I'm still learning, right? So don't feel I'm not looking to learn, and if you don't want to teach me, I will still learn.
Yes, that.
Right?
Good
Blessings for having me continue the groove theory, the sessions. It's really informative because I just take it in on a regular.
Yeah,
and this is a platform that you can learn stuff, not just by you come and you listen and you will learn.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you want back and all, you can be in the comments as well too. So
you can be in the comments and get. You can be.
All right, man.
Blessings, man. Thanks again.